Hey there everybody! So today I'm going to review the 2019 biographical musical film Rocketman. This is a request by Unicorn Blue. Thanks buddy. So if you watched my video on the road to El Dorado, I start off by talking about how much I adore Rocketman, but what is it about this film that I love so much? Well, let's dive in here. If you don't know, Rocketman is the story of world-renowned glam rock singer Elton John, from his early family life, busting onto the music scene, and ultimately superstardom, with plenty of struggles along the way, including coming to terms with his homosexuality and battles with drug addiction. Now, there are plenty of musical biopics out there. There's The Doors, mainly about Jim Morrison, Walk the Line, about Johnny Cash, and even recently Bohemian Rhapsody about the band Queen, and of course, Freddie Mercury. But Rocketman is somewhat different than those, and it's that this is a musical. Now that sounds like it doesn't really make much sense. They're all musicians, so they're all considered musicals, right? Well, technically no. In films like Walk the Line and Bohemian Rhapsody, the reason people sing is because they're on stage or singing to another character, but the people around them know the character is singing or performing. In Rocketman, Elton could start off singing on a stage, but it will break out into a full-fledged musical number. Best example of this would be Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, when he starts to sing in the pub and the song progresses into a carnival with people around him dancing and singing along. That is a musical number. It has a lot of fantasy-like spectacle that I've mentioned in my prior video. Singing Pinball Wizard and transitioning to all the different outfits that he's performed in to show time progression. I, for one, love the way that they did this for the story, using the songs of Elton John as a way to progress the story in unique ways. A musical monologue, if you will, not just showing the songs being performed by a band on a stage. I also have to praise the actors' portrayals in this one. Or at least most. Taron Egerton is the one that deserves the most praise in my opinion, singing all of Elton's songs beautifully and sounding nearly identical to him. A character that may get overlooked and I think deserves praise as well is Bryce Dallas Howard playing Elton's mother. She's not evil by any means, but she's quite cold and her harsh nature is felt by the audience through Elton. And she does a phenomenal job for not having that much screen time, but keeping that lingering presence. Richard Madden as John Reed plays the stereotype of the unnerving lover/manager well, but if there was anyone I would say I was a little meh with, it would be Jamie Bell as Bernie Taupin. I found the character quite boring, if I'm being honest. Granted, that could be the type of person Bernie is in real life. A counteraction to the big personality that is Elton John. So that very well could have been the reason why the guy was a little bland. But it was probably the chemistry that threw me off. These two are supposed to be best friends, scenes where they build their relationship, like the one where Elton tries to kiss him and Bernie says, "I love you, but not like that." It didn't feel right. I think I needed more of these two together in order to really feel their chemistry and connection, you know? In its defense, I will say though, it's difficult to put all of that chemistry into a 2-hour film that is jumping through decades, so I guess it's okay for what it's worth. I'll address the elephant in the room that lots of people discuss, which is the comparison to Bohemian Rhapsody. Both films came out rather close to each other and they're both about 70s rock stars with huge personas. Rami Malek winning an Oscar for his Freddie Mercury is well deserved in my opinion, but the fact that Egerton didn't even get a nomination for his Elton John is a crime. While the range to sing Elton John songs is arguably easier compared to the range of Freddie Mercury and Queen, Egerton fully sang these songs. Malek sang his as well, but was also blended with Freddie's real voice. I know that sounds a bit nitpicky and there is more to the talent of these actors than their singing abilities, but even in the stories, I really felt more with Elton's struggles than Freddie's. I think that could have been because of the rating, frankly. Bohemian Rhapsody being a PG-13 film really did censor a few things that the R-rated Rocketman showed in full force, from all the sex, drugs, and abuse that he took, even when this film was more of a lavish musical than a drama. I wasn't going to spend too long comparing these two movies. They're both fantastic and I suggest you watch them both, but Rocketman easily edges out for me because it's not your normal biopic and Egerton's portrayal. The last thing I want to discuss real quick is how this was filmed was quite interesting to me. The biggest thing I noticed was all about color. When Elton was growing up, the colors were very watered down and bleak. This was to symbolize how bland and lifeless his childhood was, so when he got older and Reggie Dwight created his persona, he added vibrant colors and crazy outfits. This was such a cool little thing that they did, and I hope it gets more appreciation. To give this a rating, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 if I'm being honest. I love watching it not only for the musical numbers, but the story is interesting, because there aren't going to be many other rock stars with such a life as Elton John. Is it perfect? No. I'm able to nitpick some things, but it's probably one of the best films of 2019 and up there as one of my favorite movie musicals of all time. I think it's gonna be a long, long time before I find a movie musical I enjoy as much as this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tell me, if you've seen Rocketman, what do you think of it? What do you think of it compared to other biopics? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, animated reviews, and anything else I can come up with. Thanks, everybody!